to meet you. The Senate will come to order. Mr. Carpenter, would you please read the roll?
Senators Bridges, Cook,
Excused.
Coram, Crowder, Danielson,
No, she's right there.
Donovan. Finberg. Fields. Foote. Gardner.
Excused.
Janal.
Excused.
Gonzalez. Hill. Heisey. Holbert.
Excused.
Lee. Lundeen. Marble. Moreno. Pedersen. Priola. Rankin. Rodriguez. Scott.
Excused.
Smallwood. Sonnenberg. Story. Tate. Todd. Williams. Winter. Woodward. Zenzinger. President Garcia.
Excused.
Madam President.
I'm here with 29 present, 0 absent, 6 excused. We have a quorum. Senator Lee, would you please lead us in the pledge?
Thank you, Madam President. Please follow me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Approval of the journal, Senator Heisey.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the reading of the Journal of Monday, March 18th, 2019 be dispensed with and the journal be approved as corrected by the Secretary.
You've heard the motion. Is there any objection? Seeing none, the motion is adopted. Committee reports.
March 19th, 2019, Committee on Appropriations, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following. Senate Bill 2 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to committee to hold the favorable recommendation. March 19, 2019, Committee on Appropriations, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following. House Bill 1177 be referred to committee to hold the favorable recommendation. March 19, 2019, Committee on Appropriations, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following. House Bill 1007 be referred to committee to hold the favorable recommendation. March 19, 2019, Committee on Appropriations, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following. Senate Bill 10 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to committee to hold the favorable recommendation. March 19, 2019. Committee on Appropriations, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following. Senate Bill 5 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to committee of the whole with a favorable recommendation. March 19, 2019, Committee on Appropriations, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following. Senate Bill 3 be amended as follows. As submitted, be referred to committee to hold the favorable recommendation. March 18, 2019, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following. House Bill 1173 be referred to committee to hold the favorable recommendation. Recommendation be placed on the consent calendar. March 18, 2019, Committee on State Veterans and Military Affairs, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following. House Bill 1129 be referred to committee to hold the favorable recommendation. March 18, 2019, Committee on Business, Labor, Technology, after consideration of the Mayor's Committee as following. House Bill 1209 be referred to committee to hold the favorable recommendation. Recommendation be placed on the consent calendar.
Senate Services.
Correctly printed, Senate Bill 198 and 199. Correctly revised, House Bill 1155 and 1180.
Introduction of resolutions. Majority Leader Fenberg. Oh, wait just a second. Mr. Carpenter needs to read it. Thank you.
Senate Resolution 5 by Senator Heisey concerning recognition of Single Parents Day.
Now, Majority Leader Fenberg.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to lay over Senate Resolution 5 until Thursday, March 21st, 2019.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The motion is adopted. SCR 005 will lay over until Thursday, March 21st. Third reading of bills, consent calendar. Mr. Carpenter, please read the titles to all the bills on the consent calendar.
House Bill 1180 by Representative Geithner and Senators Gardner and Lee concerning the clarification of the definition of police working horse for the purpose of cruelty to animals. House Bill 1155 by Representatives Michelson, Janae, and Carver and Senators Lundin and Flick concerning adding certain conduct to the definition of sexual contact.
Majority Leader Fenberg.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the passage of all the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar, which includes House Bill 1180 and House Bill 1155.
Is there any discussion on any of the bills? Seeing none, the motion is the passage of all the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar. Are there any no votes on any of the bills on the third reading of bills consent calendar? Seeing none, with 29 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 6 excused, the consent calendar, the bills on the consent calendar. Oh, House Bill 1180 passes. Co-sponsors on House Bill 1180. Senator Marble, Senator Smallwood, Senator Tate, Senator Priola, Senator Woodward, Senator Lundin, Senator Rankin, Senator Quorum, Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Heisey, Senator Rodriguez, Senator Todd, Senator Winter, Senator Donovan. Any other co-sponsors on 1180? Oh, Senator Pedersen. With 29 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 6 excused, House Bill 1155 passes. Co-sponsors: Senator Hill, Senator Heisey, Senator Marble, Senator Crowder, Senator Woodward, Senator Quorum, with 29 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 6 excused, House Bill 1155 passes. Oh, whoops, we just did that because then we just did the co-sponsors. Okay. General Order, second reading of bills, consent calendar. Senator Foote.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar.
You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The motion is adopted, and the Senate will resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for the consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, consent calendar, and Senator Foote will take the chair. Crash.
The committee will come to order, and the court rule is relaxed. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the title of all the bills on the general order, second reading of bills, consent calendar?
House Bill 1153 by Representative McCluskey and Wilson and Senators Donovan and Rankin concerning measures to enable local district colleges to serve more students. Senate Bill 178 by Senator Foote and Representative Singer concerning the subsidization of adoption for eligible children in Colorado. House Bill 1200 by Representative Arndt and Senators Bridges and Quorum concerning the point of compliance related to the treatment process involved in treating reclaimed domestic wastewater for indoor non-potable uses within a building where the general public can access plumbing fixtures that are used to deliver the reclaimed domestic wastewater. House Bill 1052 by Representatives McCluskey and Rich and Senators Rankin and Bridges concerning the creation of special districts to provide early childhood development services. House Bill 1035 by Representatives Rich and Roberts and Senators Woodward and Janal concerning an increase in the flexibility to set fees for electrical inspections that are not conducted by the state.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move for the adoption of all the bills on the consent calendar calendar and their associated committee reports, which includes House Bill 1153, Senate Bill 178, along with the Finance Committee report, House Bill 1200, House Bill 1052, House Bill 1035, along with the Local Government Committee report.
Is there any discussion on any of the committee reports for any of the bills on the consent calendar? Seeing none, the motion before the body is the adoption of all the committee reports on the general order second reading of bills consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. The committee reports are adopted. Is there any discussion on any of the bills on the consent calendar? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of all the bills on the general order second readings consent calendar. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The bills are adopted. The ayes have it. The bills are adopted. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
Isabel. See, does Isabel?
The motion is for the committee to rise and report. Seeing no objection, the committee will rise and report.
Okay, so hit the gavel. Okay, hit it. The Senate will come to order. Senator Foote.
Thank you, Madam President. The committee has had a number of bills under consideration. Will the clerk please read the report?
Madam President, your committee holds the reports that are in consideration the following tax bills being second reading thereof makes the following recommendation on Senate Bill 178 is amended passed second order and gross place accounted for their reading and final passage. House Bill 1153, House Bill 1200, House Bill 1052, House Bill 1035 is amended passed second reading order revised place accounted for their reading and final passage.
Senator Foote.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the report.
The motion is the adoption of the committee of the whole report. Are there any no votes? With 29 ayes, 0 noes, 0 excused, 0 absent, 6 excused, the committee report is adopted. Senate Bill 128 as amended passed on second reading and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1153, House Bill 1200, House Bill 1052, House Bill 1035 as amended passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. General order second reading of bills. Senator Foote.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Senate resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second readings of bills, general orders.
You have heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. Those opposed, no. The motion is adopted, and the Senate will resolve itself into the Committee of the Whole for consideration of general orders, second reading of bills, and Senator Foote will take the chair.
Is that all you got on that? You do better.
You're making me nervous.
The committee will come to order, and the code rule is relaxed. Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the title of all the bills on the general order second reading of bills calendar?
Just the first one.
Mr. Carpenter, will you please read the first bill on the general order's second reading of bills calendar?
House Bill 1172 by Representatives Weissman, Senators Gardner and Cook, concerning an organizational recodification of Title 12 of the Colorado Revised Statutes in connection with limiting substantive changes to those that conform similar provisions to achieve uniformity, eliminate redundancy, or allow for consolidation of common provisions, or eliminate the provisions that are archaic or obsolete.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 1172 lay over until tomorrow, March 20th, 2019.
Is there any discussion? Seeing no objection, House Bill 1172 will be laid over until tomorrow. Mr. Carpenter. Will you please read the title of Senate Bill 182?
Senate Bill 182 by Senators Williams and Gonzalez and Representatives Arndt and Benavidez, concerning the repeal of the death penalty by the General Assembly.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move Senate Bill 182 lay over until tomorrow, March 20th, 2019.
Seeing no objection, Senate Bill 182 will be laid over until tomorrow, March 20th. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of House Bill 1191.
House Bill 1191 by Representative Arndt and Senator Donovan, concerning the ability of a farm stand to be operated on a principal use site of any size land area, regardless of whether the site has been zoned by a local government for agricultural operations.
Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 1191.
The bill has been moved. Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 1191 fixes a simple problem, but should have big results, hopefully for members of our agricultural community that operate smaller operations. We previously had a law in the books that restricted farms, tied farm stands to the size of the farm or ranch. This bill says if the county wants to approve any farm stand, regardless of the size of the operation, and as long as that farm stand meets the standards and expectations of the county, that they can go ahead and do that, so that really small operations of a couple acres can have a farm stand on their property and sell their produce or products directly to the customer.
And there is an amendment on the desk. Mr. Carpenter, can you please read L003?
Amendment L003 to House Bill 1191 by Senator Donovan, amendment reading.
Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move L003.
To the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. L003 addresses a concern that was brought forth by the departments between the chambers, and just making sure that we add some belts and suspenders to the language on page 5, ensuring that the counties have the ability to make these farm stands adhere to any local issues or food safety type laws that they may have. So I ask for your support of L003.
Is there any discussion on L003? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of L003. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. L003 is adopted. To the bill, Senator Donovan.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I ask for an aye vote on House Bill 1191.
Is there any further discussion of House Bill 1191? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1191. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. House Bill 1191 is adopted. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of House Bill 1201.
House Bill 1201 by Representative Kipp and Wilson and Senators Quorum and Story concerning the ability of a Board of Education of the school district to meet in executive session to discuss the district's strategy in conducting negotiations relating to certain employment-related agreements.
Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I move House Bill 1201.
To the bill.
If it wasn't a good bill, I would tell you so.
Senator Story.
1201 is a bill that provides opportunity for school boards to meet in an executive session in order to discuss negotiating strategy relative to contract negotiations. And I urge urge you to vote in a favorable way. Thank you.
All right, so any further discussion on House Bill 1201? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1201. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say no. House Bill 1201 is adopted. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of Senate Bill 183.
Senate Bill 183 by Senators Priola and Todd, Representatives Mixon, Janae, and Wilson concerning creation of a voluntary alternate process for dissolution and annexation of the territory of a school district under specified circumstances.
Senator Priola.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move Senate Bill 183. There is no committee report.
To the bill, Senator Priola.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, this is a tool for districts to use. It's a may, not a shall. In certain cases, there are 3 triggers. They're the second half of page 4 if you want to take a look at the bill. This is good policy for smaller rural schools, districts, or districts that have run past the clock to reorganize.
Senator Todd.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And again, I will just reiterate what my co-sponsor said. And again, when we're looking at alternatives, we're looking at options and different kinds of choices for school districts to be able to reorg or to come back and problem solve and be successful so that every student is entitled to a quality education with accountability. This is just one more tool in the toolbox, and I urge and I vote on Senate Bill 183.
Is there any further discussion on Senate Bill 183? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of Senate Bill 183. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 183 is adopted. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of House Bill 1028.
House Bill 1028 by Representatives Hooten and Ransom, Senators Quorum and Finberg concerning conditions for medical marijuana use for disabling medical conditions in connection therewith, adding autism spectrum disorders to the list of disabling medical conditions for medical marijuana use.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 1028.
To the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Members, this is an important bill that we've discussed in the past. This time, we expect it to not only once again get through this chamber, but hopefully be signed into law this year. This is a bill that would add autism spectrum disorder to the list of disabling medical conditions for medical marijuana use. And there are extra protections in there that were given to us as feedback from physician and medicine experts in the community, and this is something that I think is going to help young people, help parents have one extra tool in the toolbox that they will need to be able to care for their children.
Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1028? Yes, Senator Smallwood.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As we discussed this bill in committee, I brought up a few concerns, one of which I was hoping that the bill sponsors might be able to address was any input that we had received from physicians themselves. They weren't in committee to testify. We had talked in committee about possibly having a conversation about feedback that came directly from the physicians, pediatricians in particular, and wanted to know if the bill sponsors might be able to elaborate on that.
Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a bill that we ran last year, had 90 votes. I think we had lots of testimony on it last year, but as far as I'm concerned, I have not heard anyone come forward with testimony. I didn't put an ad in the paper asking for it, but thank you.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I also didn't put an ad in the paper. However, my understanding is that there was input from physicians, and that's why there were amendments made in the House to ensure that there are protections for which types of physicians and what the process would be for diagnosing and then for actually prescribing the medicine. So I believe that's, if you look at the bill, the House amendment language is to address some of those concerns that did come from that community that I think garnered a lot more support, or at least got people to feel more comfortable with the bill moving forward.
Senator Smallwood.
Thank you again, Mr. Chair, and thank you for the senators for that additional information. Colleagues, there's a trend that we're seeing in Health and Human Services when it concerns qualifying conditions for medical marijuana. And what I asked in committee, the other question that I asked and that I think is worth discussing here at the mic, and so that the citizens of Colorado also know that we are concerned about it, which is that, in my opinion, the Constitution was really clear when it came to having the state define these qualifying conditions. That's what the voters voted for when they added this amendment to the state constitution. So I've only been here 2.5 years, and I believe in every session we have seen a bill that is circumventing that process, circumventing the state, and going directly to legislation to change what qualifying conditions are. And although I don't disagree with those qualifying conditions, I think I was a yes vote on all of them, what I'm objecting to is the process, because I don't feel that this is what the citizens voted for. Citizens voted for the state to define these qualifying conditions, not to continue to do these end arounds. So I'd encourage us as a body maybe to work with the House to perhaps make sweeping changes, to go back to the voters to say, do you really want the state to define these qualifying conditions, or is this a process that either you as the voters didn't understand or that you've changed your mind? Because this way of doing this end around year after year, as I mentioned in committee, what comes next year? What's the qualifying condition next year? Why is this disease, this condition, that condition not added, to continue every single session to add a qualifying condition or two? So thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, colleagues.
Senator Marble.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. And thank you to all who have come up to voice your concerns This bill, I was the prime sponsor on last year, a co-prime, and I get it. After you hear testimony from so many parents and so many people who have used marijuana successfully, it is incumbent upon us as a legislative body to listen to what those people have to say and take it to heart that they rely on this, on marijuana heavily, to monitor autism, to monitor pain, to monitor a litany of other conditions to which will come to our come forth to us to look at again. I mean, we need to move on this. We need to give these parents the ability to give their children what they need to have a normal life. And I thank the Lord that marijuana has been very, very good at dealing with what the parents are needing to address, and that is to get autism under control, people to get pain under control without using pharmaceutical drugs. The testimony of the parents of these children is so compelling, and to see the difference in the children once they have taken marijuana, it's just remarkable. And I think that what the people did when they voted and the uses for marijuana, we're going to find out more and more how valuable this actually is through the research that we do and continue to do. Nothing was found out immediately, everything that was going to be used for marijuana, all of the conditions that were going to come about. But as we grow and are able to take marijuana into our research and look at how people are utilizing marijuana, we better listen and we better make those changes. So I think it's incumbent upon us to pass this bill once again and to show these parents and the people who are using medical marijuana that we hear them and we care, and we are making those necessary changes.
Senator Quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank the good senator for those remarks. You know, we had this bill last year and we had a lot of testimony on it. But the fact is, other countries are doing a lot of research. We had people that testified last year that came here because their child had epilepsy. They came here for that. The child also was autistic. And in using the medical marijuana for the epilepsy, they saw remarkable changes in his verbal skills, became a child. So I think it's very important that realize that, yes, I think we do have a responsibility. You know, a lot of the time we rely on the AMA and Big Pharma. And then we complain about the cost of health care. When we can use something that is grown by our people here, has great benefit, frankly, I see this as a huge advantage. And perhaps there will be another bill next year. Because we keep doing research. We find where it's working. And I'm all for that. I think that's what the people want. Thank you.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I'll be brief. I want to thank the other senators who came to the well and discussed this bill and the conversations that we had during committee. I actually don't disagree with really much of anything that's been said. I think the senator from Douglas County has some good points. I think voters knew what they were voting on. I think the Constitution states the process. And I think people knew that science is going to advance and we were going to learn new things. And we're going to realize what types of conditions are out there that marijuana could potentially be helpful for. And I think that's what we're doing. I don't think at the end of the day, I think the senator from Douglas County said that do we want the state to add conditions? Or I think the alternative was this body. I think we are the state. I think we are one and the same. Our job is to make sure that our laws and regulations are up to speed and that they're helping Coloradans. And I think in this case, passing this bill can only help people by simply just giving another tool for folks and for families that want to use it. The other issue I would say is we have had a handful of bills over the years around adding new conditions, new disabling conditions for the list of medical marijuana. This is not actually a new one. This is the same condition that we voted on last year, that we voted for, that the governor unfortunately vetoed after session. I think we probably would have had the votes to override that veto. And so I just want to push back a little bit and remind the body that this is actually not a new one. We are not adding to the list from things that we added last year. This is the same show as last year. We're just going to hopefully this time actually get it into law. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1028? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1028. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1028 is adopted. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of House Bill 1106.
House Bill 1106 by Representatives Totono, Gonzalez, Gutierrez, and Senator Pedersen concerning the rental application process for prospective tenants.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 1106 to lay over until tomorrow, March 20th, 2019.
Seeing no objection, House Bill 1106 will be laid over until tomorrow, March 20th. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of House Bill 1078.
House Bill 1078 by Representative Lewis and Senators Marble and Garcia concerning requirement the consent of the owner of real property be obtained before the property may be listed on the National Register of Historic Places.
Senator Marble.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 1078 and the committee report, LG 001.
To the committee report.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The committee report's very, very simple. It just removes the qualification or the mandate that the multiple property documentation form signature be notarized, and it just removes the notarization.
Is there any further discussion on the local government committee report? Seeing none, the question before us is the adoption of the committee report. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. The local government committee report is adopted. To the bill, Senator Marble.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to say that House Bill 1078 is just adopting what is required for the National Register of Historic Places, and that's a simple signature from the property owner, and that's about it. And that signature is then verified by History Colorado, and it resumes its normal process. And I ask for an aye vote.
Is there any further discussion on House Bill 1078? Seeing no further discussion, the question before us is the adoption of House Bill 1078. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The ayes have it. House Bill 1078 is adopted. Mr. Carpenter, please read the title of House Bill 1170.
House Bill 1170 by Representatives Jackson and Weissman, Senators Williams and Bridges concerning increasing tenant protections relating to the residential warrant of habitability.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move House Bill 1170 lay over until tomorrow, March 20th.
Seeing no objection, House Bill 1170 will lay over until tomorrow, March 20th. Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I move the committee rise and report.
The motion is for the committee to rise and report. Seeing no objection, the committee will rise and report.
Senate will come to order. Senator Foote.
Thank you, Madam President. The committee has had a number of bills under consideration. Will the clerk please read the report?
Madam President, your committee hold begs lead reports that in consideration of the following tax bills being the second reading thereof makes the following recommendation on Senate Bill 183 pass second read order and goes to place accounted for the reading and final passage House Bill 1191 is amended. House Bill 1201, House Bill 1028, House Bill 1078 is amended. Passed second read order revised place calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1172, Senate Bill 182, House Bill 1106, House Bill 1170 laid over until 3/2019, retaining their place on the calendar.
Senator Foote.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the report.
The motion is the adoption of the Committee of the Whole report. Are there any no votes? With a vote of 29 ayes, 0 no, 0 absent, 6 excused, the Committee of the Whole report is adopted. Senate Bill 183 passed on second reading and ordered engrossed and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bills 1191 as amended, House Bill 1201, 1028, 1078 as amended passed on second reading and ordered revised and placed on the calendar for third reading and final passage. House Bill 1172, Senate Bill 182, House Bill 1106, House Bill 1170 laid over until March 20th and retaining their place on the calendar. Consideration of House amendments of Senate bills. Will the clerk please read the title of Senate Bill 6?
Senate Bill 6 by Senator Williams and Representatives Kraft, Tharp, and Van Winkle, concerning electronic sales and use tax application system in connection with requiring the Office of Information Technology to conduct a sourcing method for the development of the system, requiring the Department of Revenue to establish the implementation of the system for the acceptance of returns and processing of payments for the sales and use tax levied by the state and any local taxing jurisdictions, and making an appropriation.
Senator Williams.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and I move Senate Bill
Oops,
19.
Madam President. Oops. Madam President, not Madam Chair.
Madam President.
Thank you.
I move Senate Bill 19006 under the consideration of House amendments to Senate bills, and I ask that we concur with the House amendments.
Is there any discussion? The motion is that the Senate concur with the House amendments on Senate Bill 6. Are there any no votes? With 29 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 6 excused, Senate Bill 6 is concurred. Senator Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask for the readoption of Senate Bill 19006.
The motion is the repassage of Senate Bill 6. Are there any no votes? With 29 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 6 excused, Senate Bill 6 is readopted. Co-sponsors on Senate Bill 6. Senator Woodward, Senator Smallwood, Senator Tate, Senator Bridges, Senator Crowder, Senator Priola. Will the clerk please read the title of Senate Bill 100?
Senate Bill 100 by Senator Gardner and Representative Tipper, concerning the creation of the Uniform Civil Remedies for Unauthorized Disclosure of Intimate Images Act.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move Senate Bill 100 lay over until tomorrow, March 20th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 100 to Wednesday, March 20th. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 100 is laid over until Wednesday, the 20th. Will the clerk please read the title of Senate Bill 79?
Senate Bill 79 by Senators Todd and Priola and Representatives Escar and Landgraf, concerning a requirement that certain practitioners prescribe controlled substances electronically.
Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move Senate Bill 79 lay over until tomorrow, March 20th.
The motion is to lay over Senate Bill 79 to Wednesday, March 20th. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The ayes have it. Senate Bill 79 is laid over. Will the clerk please read the title of Senate Bill 41?
Senate Bill 41 by Senator Smallwood and Representative Kraft, Tharp, concerning required contract provision regarding the payment of premiums by policyholder to a health insurance carrier for each individual covered under a health insurance policy.
Senator Smallwood.
Thank you, Madam President. I move the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 41.
Is there any discussion? Seeing none, the motion is, yes, you moved it, right? Yes. The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 41. All those in favor, please say aye. Those opposed, no. Are there any no votes? Seeing none, Senate Bill, where are we? With 29 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, and 6 excused, Senate Bill 41, concurrence is passed. Senator Smallwood.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the repassage of Senate Bill 41.
The motion is the repassage of Senate Bill 41. Are there any no votes? Seeing none, Senate Bill 41, with 29 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 6 excused, is repassed. Co-sponsors: Senator Crowder, Senator Tate, Senator Bridges, Will the clerk please read the title to Senate Bill 102?
Senate Bill 102 by Senator Zenzinger and Representative Tone concerning permitting a public school to include operations as a community school in its innovation plan.
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Madam President. I move that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 102.
Is there any discussion? The motion is that the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 102. Senator Sonnenberg.
Thank you, Madam President. I'm having trouble finding out what the House actually did. I don't see changes in the bill other than, the deletion. What did they delete?
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Madam President. They deleted the word senior so that it does not have to be a senior staff member. As in not age, but as in position.
Oh, I was going to say something about that, but I won't. Is there further discussion on Senate Bill 102 and the concurrence motion? Seeing none, the motion is the Senate concur with House amendments to Senate Bill 102. Are there any no votes? Seeing none, with a vote of 29 ayes, 0 noes, 0 absent, 6 excused, concurrence on 102 is adopted. Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Madam President. I move for the readoption of Senate Bill 102. The bill costs us $0, and yet it makes us eligible for $22 billion at the federal government that we could now access by simply mentioning community schools in our statutes. So again, it costs us nothing, but it makes us eligible for $22 billion worth of school funding, and I ask for an aye vote.
The motion is the repassage of Senate Bill 102. Are there any no votes? Senator Marble, Senator Sonnenberg, Senator Lundin, Senator Smallwood, Senator Woodward, Senator Hill, with a vote of 23 aye votes, 6 no votes, 0 absent, 6 excused, Senate Bill 102 is repassed. Co-sponsors for Senate Bill 102. Co-sponsors for Senate Bill 102. Senator Lee, Senator Todd, Senator Fenberg, Senator Fields, Senator Story, Gesundheit, Senator Pedersen. Please add the President, Senator Williams. Senator Bridges and Senator Tate. Any other co-sponsors on 102? Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. I move to lay over the balance of the calendar until tomorrow, Wednesday, March 20th.
You've heard the motion. Are there any? All those please say aye. All those in favor, please say aye. Aye. All those opposed, no. The motion passes. The balance of the calendar is laid over. Message from the governor.
Monday, March 18, 2019, Colorado State Senate. Honorable members of the State Senate, pursuant to the authority vested in the office of the Governor of the State of Colorado, I have the honor to inform you that I put and file with the Secretary of the State the following acts. Senate Bill 44, Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment Emergency Medical and Trauma Care System, approved Monday, March 18, 2019, 3:12 p.m. Senate Bill 69, non-public school teacher development programs, approved Monday, March 18, 2019, 3:03 p.m. Sincerely, Jared Polis, Governor.
Message from the House.
The House is passing third reading change Bill of Revised Statutes, House Bill 1205, 1217. The House is passing third reading change Bill of Revised Statutes, House Bill 1024, 1138, 1214, 1206, amendments printed in the House Journal, March 18, 2019. The House is passing third reading returns here with Senate Bill 95.
Committee reports.
March 18, 2019, Committee on Judiciary, Ethics, Service, and Mayor's Committee the following. House Bill 1025, be referred favorably to Committee on Appropriations. March 18, 2019, Committee on Judiciary, Ethics, Service, and Mayor's Committee the following. Senate Bill 163, be referred favorably to Committee on Appropriations. March 18, 2019, Committee on Judiciary, Ethics, Service, and Mayor's Committee the following. House Bill 1166, be amended as follows. As amended, be referred to Committee of the Whole. The favorable recommendation, then placed on the consent calendar.
Announcements. Senator Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. I ask for a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you. Members, today I want you to help me recognize my sorority, which I'm a proud member of, and Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, the Denver and Colorado Springs chapter are here today for their day at the Capitol. And I want to just share a little bit with you about Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. It was founded in 1913 by 22 collegiate women at Howard University. And these students wanted to use their collective strength to promote academic excellence, provide scholarships, and support to the underserved, educate and stimulate participation in the establishment of positive public policy, and to highlight issues and provide solutions for the problems in their communities. Our mission and the 5-point programmatic thrust is economic development, educational development, international awareness and involvement, physical and mental health, and political awareness and involvement. So members, I'd like for you to help me recognize, and before we do that, I do have 2 recognitions for our members and our chapters, and I do have this tribute, and the first one says that the Colorado State Senate convened in the first regular assembly of the 72nd General Assembly. And we hereby extend heartiest congratulations and condemnation to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, the Colorado Springs Alumni Chapter. The members of the Senate are proud to extend our deepest congratulations to the members of the Colorado Springs Alumni Chapter of the Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated on their 50th anniversary. 50 years of full academic excellence. As members of the Colorado State Senate, we commend the members of the Colorado Springs chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated. For your excellence, we commend those who continue the legacy of Delta Sigma Theta's mission in the state of Colorado. On the request of Senator Angela Williams, giving this 19th day of March in the state capitol in Denver, Colorado, signed by Leroy M. Garcia, President of the Senate.
Stand up.
Our second tribute, the Colorado Senate convened in the first regular session of the 72nd General Assembly. We hereby extend its heartiest congratulations and commendations to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, Denver Alumni Chapter. The members of the Colorado Senate are proud to extend our deepest congratulations of the members of Delta Sigma Theta Denver Chapter of the sorority, incorporated on your 80th anniversary. 80 years of full academic excellence and community service is an achievement worthy of recognition. As members of the Colorado State Senate, we commend the members of Delta Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority for your excellence. We commend those who continue the legacy of Delta Sigma Theta's mission in the state of Colorado. On the request of Senator Angela Williams, given this 19th day of March 2019, the state capitol, Denver, Colorado, signed by Leroy M. Garcia, President of the Senate. So members, will you please help me recognize and welcome the members of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority of Colorado. Thank you, Madam President.
Senator Fields.
Thank you, Madam President. I would like to request a moment of personal privilege.
Granted.
Thank you, Madam President. I would also like to congratulate and take this opportunity to welcome the women of Delta Sigma Theta Incorporated, which I understand is the second oldest Greek organization for African American women. I won't mention who is the first. But you see the ladies dressed in their red and their crimson, and I just want you to know that I've always admired your sisterhood. I have admired your inspiration around our city. Your confidence is always demonstrated in your action. Your pure sisterhood is something that we all admire, and you have successfully had these sisterly interactions with each other and around town. So I just want to extend my congratulations and welcome you to the State Senate. Congratulations.
Senator Zenzinger.
Thank you, Madam President. Just for the Senate Appropriations Committee, we will be meeting on Friday. We'll be meeting back in our normal room in LSPB, and we moved the time from 7:30 to 8 a.m. So we'll be meeting at 8 a.m. on Friday instead of 7:30. See you then.
Further announcements? Senator Priola.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, another reminder for the Colorado Stone, Sand, and Gravel Association meeting tonight at the Governor's Mansion, 5:30 to 7:30. Hope to see you there.
Senator Todd.
Thank you, Madam President. And tomorrow morning, joint education at 7:30. The presentation will be on adverse childhood experiences and the presentation on teacher effectiveness. I encourage you to come and join us. Thank you.
Senator Moreno.
Thank you, Madam President. The Joint Budget Committee will not be meeting upon adjournment as printed in the calendar. We will meet at 2 p.m. or sometime thereafter.
Further announcements? Mr. Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam President. Members, the esteemed chair of the Finance Committee, whoever she may be, told me to let everybody know that Senate Bill 188 will be moved to the bottom of the calendar today. It'll still be heard, but it'll be at the bottom of the calendar. With that, Madam President, I move that the Senate recess until 2 p.m. today.
The esteemed chair of the Finance Committee appreciates that, Mr. Majority Leader. You've heard the motion. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. The motion is adopted. The Senate will stand in recess until 2 p.m. today.